battery percentage is 43%, and I am quite curious as to what it will be when I get to the bottom. It's gonna be a good regenerator braking test as well. We will be descending from Lakhuri in eco mode with just a lot of usage of brakes. So let's see how these brake calipers work on a steep downhill. The only thing I'm afraid of right now is the lack of grip my tire has. It's like a lot of loose clay soil here, and I definitely don't want to be doing anything odd to it. But it's handled itself like a champ getting up here, so I feel like it should be pretty much okay on the way down as well. I will be careful though. I don't know if it's audible, but there is a bit of like a click click sound coming from the chassis. It's like some of the joints on the chassis. It doesn't make any difference to performance, but it is something that wasn't there. Alright, I am trying to clear out my muddy tires before I begin the descent. Ooh. Not nice. Accelerator at all. Yeah, I don't like this. A lot of these vibrations are getting passed on to me, but it's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. I really thought it would be way worse than this, but hey man, I think this is doing a pretty decent job. I'm quite curious as to how much regenerated braking I'll get at the bottom of all of this. Oh my god. Well, the good thing is you don't need your horn here because you can definitely hear what's coming up the hill. Yeah, this is where my motor overheated on the way to the top, and it was probably like a 10 to 15 second rest before like it came back into motion. So yeah, mad impressed by how quickly it just sprung back into life. For a moment there, I genuinely thought I was getting stuck and that I would have to descend, but it worked charms. On the way down, these brakes feel super responsive. They're not too sensitive. I'm not having any wheel locks. Regen braking is doing an okay job of like making sure I don't go out of control, but I think it's the frictional brakes that are being used more. I definitely hear the brake pads coming into contact with the discs here now and then. Oh. Yeah, as long as you don't go too fast through these bumps, the suspension does a pretty decent job. Like, I'm quite impressed. It's not a lot of travel in this front telescopic fork and rear monoshock, but yeah, does the job. I do feel that I wish I could sit further back on the seat though, but there's like an actual incline hump between the seat where the front passenger, the rider, and the pillion sits. I would have been more than happy to like shift my center of gravity a bit towards the back on a downhill as compared to coming uphill, but it's fine. Yeah, like this is what I'm trying to do, but it just an awkward position to sit, so yeah. I'm now hoping my front and back brakes do not overheat too much. I'll have to test out this in a bit. This was the second section, pretty rough, where my motor overheated for the first time, and then up there. But it was pretty amazing that the scooter just climbed up all of this without so much hesitation. Like, I really thought that I would have to stop at numerous points, but guess I didn't need to. All good. Yeah, the brake, I do feel my fingers getting a bit tired from having to press the brakes on and off. I can't just rely on regenerator braking, but just having regen does feel like a bit of an extra confidence boost that I do not get from a petrol scooter on such a decline. Like, yes, there is engine braking, but on such downhills the CVT gearbox kind of just disengages completely with the wheel, and as a result you kind of just have to kick back the accelerator for the petrol scooter to like engage its wheel and its CVT gearbox together for like a bit of engine braking. But here I don't have any of that. I'm not going to try going down on neutral though. I feel like that was something that is quite risky. I don't know why people do it. I've seen so many people in not just bikes but cars too go downhill on nothing but neutral. They don't even have their engine on, and I feel like that's such a big safety risk. Guarco is 12 kilometers from here, and well, I am being shown a range of about 44 kilometers. It hasn't dropped a single kilometer since the top, the picnic spot at the top, so that's good. Uh-oh. Something I wasn't expecting was every now and then the camera screw coming loose from all the bumps. That was the last thing I expected on this ride. Is this asphalt? Sweet mother of God. I am so happy to be coming back to asphalt. I do not want to go fast on the scooter though right now, because I feel like there isn't enough traction on these wheels from all the mud, especially the clay mud at the top. Wow, I'm quite impressed right now. The scooter is doing a pretty decent job of like handling braking. The regen braking I was talking about, it's doing a pretty good job of like controlling its speed. Wow. Yeah, that was neat. That was not off-roading, but that was definitely rough-roading, and the scooter did like a phenomenal job. And now it's back on smooth asphalt where it loves being, most likely. I will just be careful on the corners until I somehow can clean off this mud. It's gotten into all the grooves of my tires, both front and back, and so I'm definitely feeling not the most confident when it comes to cornerings at the moment, like stickiness on the side. There is going to be no high-speed cornerings happening on this vlog, unfortunately. You might be expecting it with an Aether, but yeah, not happening from me. I'm sure there's another vlogger out there who will test it out at their own discretion. Alright, now this feels more like it. I definitely feel like the scooter is feeling at home more now than ever. Google Maps also is doing like quite a well job. It's updating me in real time of my location and how I'm taking these bends. Like, oh my god, that's pretty cool. I did not have good signal up there, and as a result it just all disappeared. But I feel like I'll be getting on to the map very soon, where then it'll again give me an estimate time to Batbatini in Imado. That's where I will be able to top up the scooter once more before heading home in the city. Yeah, definitely taking these corners slowly. I mean, I probably would have tried hitting corners a bit harder if one, I hadn't gone in all that mud, and two, the surface wasn't as slippery. It just rained a couple of hours ago. It was raining till the morning. It wasn't a heavy sort of rainfall, but it was definitely more or less a good monsoon drench. Regenerative braking seems to have kept my speed limited here. I don't see too much of a problem. Yeah. I have been down these slopes in a cycle, and if I let go of my brakes and everything, this really just picks up speed a lot. But regen braking here is doing quite a decent job. Like, after all of this downhill, I have about 2 kilometers back in my tank, so now from 43 it's gone up to 45 my range. Pretty neat. Let's see how much I actually get at the end of all of this. I'm just gonna coast downhill and brake on the hard turnings. Oops. Yeah, probably not the most entertaining vlog, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Throttle input is almost 0, because, okay, maybe a bit. I really just like the sensitivity of this throttle, not gonna lie. You just have to like touch it and it instantly delivers a bit of torque to you, like a hair's breadth worth of change in your wrist position, and the scooter immediately feels it and relays that amount of power or whatever back to you. Like downhill regen braking, it's just doing all the work right now, and it's only like at these proper bend and turns that I am actually applying a bit of brakes. But again, Like going downhill again, I have my left arm on the brake, but Regen seems to be handling it quite well. I mean, I am picking up speed, but it was very well contained under 40. I feel like this is a really nice ride just to like go around and enjoy. I know there will be comments of people going like, you can't go out for a ride on an electric scooter, but hey, here I am, and I'm actually enjoying this. I feel like you can push the scooter a lot more. These features, these brakes, the stiffer suspension, the instantaneous torque, they really inspire confidence in you. And even if I'm more, personally at least, a car person, I feel just as secure on this bike at higher speeds. Like, the one thing I noticed while just riding around with this bike is that I am always going at a faster speed as compared to a regular scooter. I've honestly really enjoyed this ride, like way more than I thought I would have. As long as you're careful with the speed breaker, you're pretty much okay. Alright, I am now changing to warp mode. Just to have some fun. Here we go. Woo! That speed is like quite intoxicating. Oh my god. The scooter just hits like 60 in no time in warp mode. I don't even know what to say. Oop. Yeah, it's definitely enjoyable. I'm also feeling a lot more confident now that it's pitched asphalt and like cement roads as compared to before. There are certain vehicles and machines that, you know, just inspire confidence in different scenarios, and city commuting is definitely sporty. City commuting is definitely that of the Aethers. Alright, warp mode again. Let's go. Woo! I can't believe this is a scooter with that much of performance. Oh my god. How cool is that? Ooh. Alright. And away we go! Oh, that's crazy! 90 kilometers per hour on a scooter. Oh my god, that is crazy. I don't know where you'll be able to do that everywhere in the city, but damn. And I can't believe I was hitting 90. I'm back to like normal city speeds. Like it's nothing. Crazy. Crazy how this is just happening in front of me. I am back in residential areas. So switching back to EcoSmart, you just don't want to be speeding like that when you're in a more residential area or in any sort of area where there's like a lot of people, because you never know what they're going to do. There's so many probabilities of them doing something you don't predict, and as a result you have a bit of an accident. Yeah, something like that, like so many things happening at once. Oh my god, I can't believe I just hit 90 on a scooter. And other than the wind resistance at my face, I pretty much felt in control. There was no wobbling. There was no jittering and shaking. Oh no. Like everything just performed according to standard. And for city riding, I am more than happy with eco mode. There's like absolutely no need of anything more. I hope my audio has been okay. This entire video shoot, I am most worried about audio quality, like it not being as good. Damn, I just hope audio is okay. Oh, that would have been a bore. I could try twisting the throttle right now, but I will stick to a modest... Oh wow, I'm going 45. Yeah, that's the thing about this scooter. You end up going much faster than you think you would go, and I feel like because of that confidence inspiring technical features on this, like a much heavier cc bike, you feel like you can go faster, but I also feel like that's a bit of a double-edged sword where you don't want to be going as fast and you just have to keep your ego on check, you know what I mean? Like, depending on the scenario, just be smart with your throttle inputs and your riding, because you never want to be doing over what the scenario expects. Where on earth? Oh yeah, I forgot to show you, but coming down from Lakhuri on top, I regenerated about 3 kilometers. I started off at 43 kilometers of range left, and by the bottom now I went up to 46, but warp mode right now just cost me 2 kilometers of range. It's really interesting, the scooter. Continuous uphill in ride and sports mode really overheated the motor to the point I had 0 torque and power, and I actually had to wait a bit for things to come back into action. But warp mode here and there, they've done like a good job in cooling and maintaining thermal capacity of these motors, that I again have like decent amount of torque even in this smart eco mode. I am probably not the biggest fan of smart eco mode, but the thing is, it keeps you in check with your true range, as Aether calls it. I'm very curious as to what Aether will do about the true range with this smart eco mode, because the whole purpose of smart eco is to like get you as close to the true range as possible by like software limiting throttle and everything, but that's when you buy a new scooter, you know what I mean? When you have an older sort of battery where there is a bit of depreciation that's already happened, how is it gonna limit your throttle input and everything? You know what I mean? Like before, it just could, because battery was at 100% capacity, but after 4 or 5 years, the battery claim is supposed to be down to 70%, or at least above 70%. That's the warranty thing that Aether have promised. Then what? Like, how will Smart Eco Mode work on an Aether 450X after, I don't know, 60,000 kilometers of usage and battery state of health at like 80%? Then what? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm sure some other Aether vlogger has tabulated the data and put it online for everyone to view. Anyway, I am arriving at Batbatini where I will top up. I have dropped the bike down to 40%, and I think I'll take some time here going over my footage and also just charging my bike. I do not enjoy this. And here we are. You pull it out and you push it in, and then you need to turn off your bike, and that's it. Alright, I'll see you on the next vlog.